Before we get into today's episode, I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Edge Pizza Ovens. And I'll tell you exactly why I like these guys. George pulls up to your shop to bake your pizza, your dough, your sauce, your cheese, your toppings through their oven to show you the quality that you can get from that conveyor. It's not like you're shopping online for an oven or you got to go to a showroom and talk to a sales guy. We're talking about, let's see what your product does through the oven with a test bake. He loads up the test truck and drives to wherever you are. It is the best process I've ever seen when it comes to showing people what these ovens can do. And I'm not just saying it because they sponsored the show. I'm using an Edge oven here at the shop. You guys have seen it, love it to death. It literally changed how we run and how we operate as a pizzeria. So I encourage you to just check him out. If you want to see where George is headed, he's all over the country all the time. Just follow hashtag wheresgeorgetoday on Instagram, on Facebook. Also, if you want to book a test bake, you want to see what it can do, you want to see him come to your shop, or you don't think he can match your bake, your quality, go to edgeovens.com/test bake. I'll put the link in the show notes, but you can schedule a test bake for yourself and see the results. Now let's get into the episode.
That's the bad thing about a deck oven is you're leaving your product quality and integrity up to an opinion. And I can tell you right now, there's 100 of us in a room. That's 100 different opinions of what's done, what's burnt. You cannot get that consistent. I don't care what anybody tells you. You cannot get that perfect consistency out of a deck oven. You just can't. There's going to be too many variables.
Yeah, what do we call you? Because I'm just jealous.
Director of Market Development.
Director of Market Development for Edge Pizza Ovens.
Yeah.
I mean, title aside, you got the best job in the world.
I drive around the country and bake pizza. I mean, how does it get better than that?
You have the best job. My wife's like, she's like, how you doing? I'm like, if I was any better, I'd be George Clark. That's what I'm thinking. That's who I go to sleep wishing I could just wake up George.
Just jump in a truck and take off and bake pizza.
We see you everywhere now. Since you, first of all, congratulations on making the move over to Edge and working with those guys.
Yeah, it's been a blessing for sure.
Yeah, what's been the biggest thing that you've seen as far as, because you've been in the game, you've been dealing with ovens, you've been selling equipment for a while, but now that you're on the conveyor side, what are you seeing that's different?
It's the misconception of a conveyor oven. People that think that you can't get a quality pizza, you can't get a New York style, or you can't get a New Haven style. I mean, I think the only one that I've really not tried to get, and I've got some tools on the truck that I can do now. I've actually got dough in my freezer that I'm going to start working with, is Neapolitan style. And I think that's just about directing heat, some different direct angles. Right. But other than that, I mean, there's been no pizza that I can't nail.
Because it's got to help that you got a ton of pizza experience yourself. So you walk into a shop, they can put down all the skepticism.
Absolutely. I mean, coming from an owner's standpoint, again, I go back to the day of we talked about this on our previous podcast. I was the Marshall guy that you could never switch. I was like, it's part of who I am. You can't switch me. You can't change me. And it's sort of what intrigued me. And it's kind of one of my strengths is, so, comparing, going to a shop that's got a Middleby XLT or a Lincoln and doing a test bake with them, pretty easy for me to figure out. Because I can go in there and look at the oven and say, okay, here's where the finger pattern is. But I like that challenge of going from a deck oven, somebody telling me that I can't get that same bottom, I can't get that same cook through, I can't get that same taste in a conveyor oven, created a challenge for me, 8-9 years ago, whenever I started doing this. And I took it upon myself to make that a personal mission to get to switch me.
So you had to prove it to yourself that it can be done.
I had to prove it to myself that it can be done. And once I proved that, it was game on. And that's where I've had my most success, honestly, is these old school people that can't find help, that just want consistency. And I always say this is one of my favorite lines that I use. Are you here to make money? Are you here to do a certain amount of pizza? So if somebody looks at you and says, I want to do 300 pizzas an hour. You can't do that in a deck oven. It's just,
Never. It's impossible.
it's impossible unless you've got like 20 of them sitting there. I mean, it's impossible to do. Can I do it on my conveyor oven all day long? Never misses a beat, never changes temperature, nothing changes. As long as somebody is there to catch it, that's all I need.
What, like, legitimately, what's the most amount of production the conveyor can do?
So there is one shop that I know of, and Terrell, you'll laugh about this, because I challenged the guy. I looked at him. So if you look at, depending on the size, our 3870 model is the highest volume oven that we make. It'll do, I've got people who's got that thing doing 200 pizzas per hour per deck, and this guy's one of them. Yeah. I said, there's no way you can back up a triple stack. It's just impossible. You can't do it.
You can't back. Wow.
On a Friday night, he sent me a picture of 2 speed racks full of pizzas waiting to go in. Ovens full, all 3 ovens full, 2 speed racks waiting to go in. And I don't care to drop his name, Pizza Crossing up in Logan, Ohio. I just could not believe the volume that was going out of that little shop.
Wow.
But I mean, that is the only time that I can truly say that I've been backed up. I've got a guy in San Antonio who's got 6 4460s, which is the big 44-inch wide ones.
Right.
He's doing 66-inch pizzas, so he has to have that big of an oven.
66?
Yeah, his 44 is his regular large, 66 is an extra large.
And y'all make an oven that can cook, that can bake that.
Yeah, he cooks
in one pass.
half of it at a time and then pieces it together when it comes out.
Okay. What?
Yeah.
I would love a pizza that I only got to sell 5 of them a day and then make my rent.
But no kidding.
Dang, 66-inch, that's got to be $150, $200 pizza.
Yeah, I did one Friday. I did one this past Friday. I did one up close to Evansville, Indiana. Place has been around for 51 years. They do a 30-inch pizza, and we cooked it on the truck. It was pretty cool. I got video of it. It was pretty cool watching that thing go through. And it, even on that 3240 model, which is our kind, I call the 3240 the beginner model of one in the conveyor up. It's for that guy that's going to do, pretty consistent business. It's going to crank out about 50, 55 pizzas per hour per deck. Give you a good solid cook. Just a good solid oven. And
it's an entry model.
It's an entry model. Well, there's smaller models, but it's kind of your entry model. It's kind of the one that introduces you. It's the one compares to the old Lincoln 1450s and 1000s. If you've ever seen those old Lincolns that are pieced together by duct tape now, this is the exact footprint model of it. It actually is the same footprint of a 1600 model. So it was a thinner model that can be triple stacked. So that, and to give you the history behind the boys at Edge, I always love their history. This is what sold me on this company. And the reason it was the thing, I wanted to go to work for them. I had multiple job offers from different dealers, different oven manufacturers. And these are the guys that I wanted to work for. Number one reason was that they are phenomenal human beings. Like, they are just salt of the earth, good people. If you made either one of them out in the street, you would not think that they own, the second largest oven company in America. I mean, you would not know these guys from that. Okay.
But they
started out, they were, and this is kind of a point that I always like to push across with us at Edge. We are all just pizza operators. We're all pizza shop operators. Mike was a pizza shop operator. Mark was a pizza shop operator. I was. So, Mike over in England, our other sales rep, lives over in London, England, covers the worldwide sales. We were all pizza shop operators. It's the background that we come from. So Mike and Mark, how they got started was they had 2 stores called Pepper's Pizza up in by West Virginia. And they were rebuilding. They had went to a Pizza Hut and bought an old set of the Blodgett ovens and was rebuilding them to open their 3rd location. And a guy came up and offered to buy the ovens they were rebuilding. And that started their company. So they started out as a remanufacturer of ovens in 1999. So they would buy all Lincolns, Middleby's, whatever they could find,
refurbish them,
put them out. And I always tell the story of when
that's still a good business too today.
Yeah, well, but when you look at the price though, Terrell, like a price of a new one of my ovens, you can't rebuild one for the price of that.
Well, I guess that's true.
So that's kind of why it started. So the rebuilt refurbishing side has kind of went down because why would you get a refurbished if you can get a brand new one
Why
for
why are they charging so much? Because I still see them, which makes me think, because I got a deck sitting on top of my, what do I have, a 3270?
3270? Yeah.
And I got that deck sitting there, and I keep thinking like, man, I can get some good money for this deck
Yeah.
if
Well,
with the right buyers.
there was a guy that I just sold. He sold a set of Baker's Prides that were not in great shape. Like it was cooking 15-minute pizzas. And he just switched. A guy had been there for 60 years and switched to conveyors because it was, and believe it or not. So the dad, this is a son and a dad. The dad was all, the older guy was all about going to the conveyor. The son was like, son's our age. He's like, no, we're not going to go. And the first pizza came out. He's like, can you make that just a little bit lighter? That's too crisp. And I said, sure, I can get that done.
How long does it take for you to really dial a pizza in on one of these test bakes?
Yeah, and there's a lot of people on here that know me, so this is no lie. Usually by the second pizza, I've got it.
Second pizza, and is it more understanding what's going in? Because I think when we talked before, you said you always asking what's your end goal?
Yeah, I
And
know.
and
So I've always said, Terrell, you can look. So heat, I always say, number one, heat is probably, if not, it's an ingredient, if not the most important ingredient in a pizza.
mhm.
Because I can make any pizza look good. You can get online and I can make you a plastic pizza, and it looks edible, right?
Yeah,
It looks great online,
but is it cooked? Is it
but
right?
is it cooked? That's it. So I always go and I get online, I study, like, let's just say, for example, I'm going, next week's kind of an oddity of one that I'm doing. But I've told you earlier that I'm going to be doing some cold calls a day. And the minute I get somebody, the first thing I start doing is researching. Are they top heavy? Are they light? Are they New York style, Detroit style? What's the style? Then I'll know in my head. So when I walk into them and I talk to them, I feel them out. Like, okay, so maybe they have one person there on a Friday night trail and they don't want the business, right? Then I'm going to slow that oven down to get it to where it
So they can, so
meets
one
what they
person can
need to
handle
do.
it. Yeah.
What one person can handle it. You look at me and you tell me, there was a great example. I'm trying to remember Howard University up in Washington, D.C.
Hmm.
Good friend of mine who owns a chain got an invitation to be in Howard University. So they invited me up in the oven truck. I go up there and I know his normal bake time, right? I know what his normal is. His normal is like 5 minutes, 25 seconds, 470, 480, something like that. And I was under the impression that we were going to have to feed 50 people. No problem. Got this. No problem. Easy. Hour and 20 minutes can do that. No problem. We get there. We're feeding the entire student body. We had 100 pizzas, 10 trays of subs, 10 trays of pasta. And I looked at everybody. I said, close your eyes. Do not look at what I'm doing with this oven, but we're getting ready to cook some pizzas. I said, I need somebody to feed the back of the truck. I need somebody catching it as soon as it comes out. And I cranked that oven to like 610 and was doing pizzas in like 3 minutes, 50 seconds.
So what's the fastest? Is that about the fastest you've seen it run?
That's about the fastest I've seen it go, is about 3 minutes, 50 seconds.
How does time and temperature wear on the internal components of the oven?
It does it. So our oven time, we give a lot of safeguards. Remember, again, I'm going back to where Mike and Mark started. They invented these ovens for operators, right? So Terrell, you've got a shop. The last thing that would be a critical part to you is on a Friday night, you be down, right? So it's as bad as it gets, right? So one thing that we always do, we try to make this oven simple enough for somebody, guys, anybody who also knows me knows that I'm very dumb mechanically. And my wife can tell you the only thing I can fix is dinner. and that's the truth. But we try to, we get this machine where we can walk you through fixing anything on this oven. Because anybody who knows, the worst thing about the restaurant business is calling a repair person.
Yes.
They give you a 2-week lead time. When they come, it's some person that really don't know your oven or don't know your mixer or don't know your cooler. And then we got to get a part. Well, that part's on 2-week back order. We have completely eliminated that process. So we have a log file, USB log file that you plug into the back of the oven. It's like going to a mechanic and getting your car read. You download that, you email it to Logan and Adam and our support team. They're going to say, okay, it's X part. We're going to overnight that part. Now, we're going to schedule a tech if you need a tech, but you can really be back up and running the minute you get this part if you follow these instructions.
It's not that bad to really take the oven apart.
When you really look at our oven, and again, I'm very not mechanically inclined. I can fix anything on this oven.
What do you guys run on the truck?
We run a 3240 on the truck.
Do you find yourself having to do any just regular maintenance on it because you're changing it, you're changing time, you're changing temp, you're taking it on the road. Are you guys taking care of the oven on your own?
I'm going to be, I'll be lying to tell you that I've had to work on that oven. That oven is from 2018. The only thing I've done to that oven is clean it.
What? So that's taking a beating
more
than
it's
something
taking a beating. I tell everybody
something that's stationary in the shop.
Right. Because it's on the road, it's being bounced across potholes, it's going through 120-degree temperatures, I've had it out, 10 below zero. I mean, it's got every element. There's not a spot of rust on that truck. There's not. Friday, and Mike was telling me this, that I need to do a software update to it because I've never done a software update. That it was, as I would drop the temperature, it would say like no gas flow. Then as soon as it gets temperature, it would go away. I'm like, what is going on? Am I out of propane? And he's like, no, you just need to do a software update. You've not done anything to that oven since 2018.
Is it efficient enough to run in a food truck situation? Like someone wanted their full-time food truck operation with a conveyor?
Absolutely. I had Benny's Pizza. So Benny's Pizza, he caught his carryout location caught fire. And the quickest way for him to get back up and running was to put a trailer out in his lot where the building burned.
Yeah.
He ran a triple stack of 3240s on a trailer, no problem.
Like a 100-gallon propane tank?
Yeah, he had several of them. He had I think he had 4 100-gallon propane.
4 100-gallon tanks or there's two or those 250s.
But guys, that's something I really want to talk about too, is the efficiency of the oven. So people see this little tank that I carry on my truck. It's a small little 100-gallon propane, small propane. This past week, all my days start to run together. So it was a 2-week time period. I did several tests, like 3 test bakes. Then I went to the Pittsburgh Pizza Fest, and I baked there from like 10 o'clock in the morning until like 5 o'clock at night.
That looked like a lot of fun. I saw the post.
It was a blast. And number one, that was probably one of the most challenging ones I did. I've got a good battle wound from that one, as you can see. It was one of the most challenging because I had 5 different pizza shops cooking their pizzas all at the same time. And you was getting 250 people all at once. So it was cooking 5 different styles of pizzas, how 5 different people wanted them. I was really jockeying some pizzas in that to get it to work right.
How fast can you adjust the time and temp on?
It's seconds.
If this guy needs to run a different temp at a different speed, you can change it.
If you got an example, Slice on Broadway, he had some par bake Roman style crust that he was doing. I knew that his wasn't going to take as long, so I would just basically slide them in a little bit at the back.
You'll slide it past that first.
Yeah, slide it past, and then it would be fine. We had some that would be crisp. They're like really, really crisp. So I would just take it off the screen and put it directly on the belt.
So that's that.
Caliente was who I'm talking about. Caliente, he wanted his crisp. So when it came in, I put it straight on the belt and come out perfect. Everybody had a little bit different style there, and I had to just do Milano's out of the Pittsburgh market, 3 locations. Probably, and I'll say this, and I'm going to remember my settings because it was probably, I always say my hardest pizza to nail is a New York style pizza. And I'm telling you, I nailed it with this product. It was coming out perfect every single time.
Send me those settings.
I mean, I'm going to go look. I'm pretty sure that I was running, Terrell, as Terrell knows, and all you guys, anybody who's following me on Facebook knows, I drive a lot of miles. So to me, that's a lot of podcasts. I've heard every one of Terrell's podcasts. I was going back the other day, I was listening to Siler's podcast that he does when him and Michael was doing them. Michael Shepard was doing them. And I laugh about this because This one in particular, I remember listening to. They were talking. Siler was talking about conveyor ovens, and Siler was probably, and Michael was probably the two that were right on this. It's all about the finger settings, right? And I
Yes,
showed you that. It's all about showing that
100%.
air where to go, where it flows. That's why test bake is critical. We Every pizza is unique and different. So you want to make sure that you get that right. And when you get that right, man, it's every single pizza is going to come out exactly the same. So the misconception, you was back to what we talked about earlier, the misconception of you saying, what is my biggest challenge is getting that misconception that you cannot make a good pizza on a conveyor oven.
Yeah, I think understanding that there can be adjustments was the biggest hurdle to overcome. Like I didn't I guess you don't know what you don't know,
Right.
and you think this oven can only do one thing. Just because it's consistent doesn't mean that you have to just put it in a box. It can do what, it can bake different ways, it can cook at different speeds. We can close off, fingers or change pattern, and it'll change the way that it bakes. So I think that was the biggest thing for me. I thought we were just stuck with what we were getting. And no, we can make adjustments. That was one of the biggest things for me to overcome.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's there's one real close to you, not far from you at all. El Primo's.
El Primo, I don't know. Yeah.
They're
Where's
out of
he at?
Maple.
Okay.
He probably had one of the most unique ones I've seen. I walked into it. I walked into my head thinking, oh, this is going to be a simple one. It's conveyor. He does a ton of school pizzas. And I mean, when I say a ton, I'm talking like I've not seen a pizza shop this busy. I mean, it was crazy when I walked in there. And 5 minutes is critical to him, right? I mean, like it's critical. He has to have pizzas in 5 minutes. It was the hardest one I've ever seen to dial in. I mean, then I'll go and I'll think, man, this is going to be tough. And then it's simple.
Yeah.
That's the thing about the pizza. Again, every pizza is so unique and different, but spend that time to learn that. Just
It'll
like when
save
I
you
come
so
down,
much.
Terrell, we was talking earlier before we started recording that I may come down your way. I'm probably going to spend some time down at your shop because I want to give you that perfect New York style pizza.
Yeah. I wanna, we still got a little bit of work to do on it, but we're so close.
Yeah.
I mean, what we were able to do just on the phone and making a few adjustments completely changed and eliminated the deck for us because we were still finishing, trying to pull them out and finish them off in the deck just to get it right. But we got it to the point where I mean, I need a second conveyor at some
I,
point.
I know a guy, Terrell. I know a guy. That's all I'm going to say.
We're getting pretty close to that point. We got like a little rack to make sure that we can, because
And
we're a
that's
little bit
that's
faster.
saying something for you. Congratulations, because that oven
Yeah.
you've got, that oven will put out some volume.
Yeah, we're sending some pizzas through it at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say that 3270 will put some pizzas through it. So for sure.
I don't know what we've never tracked like how many we've done in an hour, but we've had some pretty strong hours and some pretty big orders, and for the most part, two of us can handle all of it with that oven. With that oven, there's I don't know, I can't even 100 pizzas pretty easy.
I was going to say 100 pizzas is about what that oven's going to do in hours, about 100
Yeah,
pizzas.
probably about 100. Yeah, it's pretty easy with two of us. I think. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's moving, but it just kept going.
Just eats them. I mean, it just eats them, spits them out, done. I mean, I always tell anybody, guys, what is the worst thing that's going to hurt to do a test make? You're going to waste a couple of pizzas, an hour of your time. That's going to be the biggest thing you're going to miss. If you don't see it and you don't know it, you don't know what you're missing.
What other, as you're traveling and you're hitting all these different pizza shops, outside of oven trends, what else are you noticing out there in the industry? Because you got a unique perspective.
That I've told everybody I've been from Maine to Miami, from Seattle to San Diego, at all points in between. I've test baked, in Laredo, Texas. I've test baked in pretty far north of Minnesota. I've been in Miami. I mean, I have hit about every corner of this place, or the United States, that you can think of. The biggest thing the number one, God, and this one has been driving me crazy, Terrell. This has been driving me nuts. Is
Don't
all
say
you see on
pineapple
the
on pizza.
do what?
Don't say pineapple on pizza.
Well, pineapple on pizza bothers me, but I can't give everybody that trouble. The one thing that I've watched and it's right now, this has been driving me nuts, is everybody thinks that the pizza business is dead. Oh, you're seeing 300 Papa John's close, and you see this is closing, and you're seeing this. Guys, come on. Let's get back to reality. There was oversaturation during COVID. There was a lot of people who lost their jobs. They had
Mhm.
money. They thought the pizza business would be easy business. We all know the pizza business is not an easy business. It takes a true hustler to be in the pizza business. So the shops that are still out there truly hustling, yeah, they're making really good money and they're doing very, very well. So get that misconception that the pizza business is done. Look at Tony G, what he's doing right now. What Tony G's doing in the pizza business right now is pretty freaking incredible. This dude is,
I think we've seen a huge influx of independents too.
oh
So
man,
the chains, yeah, some of the chains are taking a step back because it was easy then, and they were,
it was
they thought, oh,
oversaturated. It was
there was
oversaturated.
huge oversaturation, and then third party closed a little bit of the territories for them, so it just made sense. And trust me, they can close 300 Pizza Huts and Papa John's, and those guys are still going to be okay.
Oh, that's going to say just fine.
Those guys are
Not
still going to
hurting.
be okay.
They are not hurting. I can promise you that. So,
Yeah, they're still selling a lot of pizzas.
so like everything else in this world, the news feeds you what they want you to believe. Okay. And there's no truth to this, guys. I'm telling you, I love to brag on Janet. Janet Zapata down at 550 Pizzeria. That has got to be one of the busiest shops I've ever seen in my life. I mean, she is in Laredo, Texas. Decent economy, not a great economy. And I will tell you this, that shop is packed, man. I mean, it is just packed. And so the ones that are out here hustling, they're doing the Instagram videos, they're doing the Facebook lives, they're doing the marketing, they're doing the hustle out in the community. They're killing it. I mean, they're just killing it right now. Now, is food cost high right now? Sure, food cost is high right now. I watch Cheese Market though. Cheese Market is dropping like a rock right now. So could be a good time to run some specials, get yourself known. It could be a good time to do that.
I love to see cheese coming down. Chicken's been down quite a bit for us too, but produce is just crazy.
Yeah, well, produce is nuts. I don't know what's going on with that, but and all the talk of the bromate flour and the unbleached and all that. I mean, guys, these distributors have got that figured out. You can't let this stuff scare you right now. Just go run your business and market. I mean, that's the key.
Yeah, I love to start changing that conversation myself. We talk so much about dough, and we never talk about operations. We never talk about cheese. Let's talk about portions.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
more.
no.
I promise there's more money going out that door in cheese than there is in flour.
Terrell, what was we saying earlier? So I don't know of anybody on here that looks at me and says, I'm going to say this back because I actually had this shop where I thought it was more of a hobby to me than a moneymaker. But all the rest of us guys, let me tell you right now, we're out here to make money. I don't care who we are. If we want to do something for our health, we're going to go fish. We're going to go do other things, but we're all out here to make money. And nobody says I want to do 60 pizzas an hour and I'm stopping at that. Nobody says that, right? Nobody says that. So there's ways to make money. Number one, increase volume. Number two, Terrell just nailed it, portion control. And I mean portion control on everything. Have you seen the Randell cheese station, Terrell? You would not right now, if I owned my own shop, I would not open a shop without that piece of equipment.
Say it again.
It's the Randell cheese station. They call it the cheese station.
Oh, I have seen it. Yes, I have seen it.
You could not. I would not even own a shop without that piece of equipment right now. That thing, I call it the ATM of the shop because let me just tell you, that thing just sits there, automatically prints money.
Zero waste. It has the cheese falls back down, and you can
Yeah.
still. Oh my god, yeah, we've seen it. We've seen it. Bob almost bought it on the spot. He did end up buying because they have the double stack table too.
Yeah.
He did end up buying the table, but that cheese station was incredible. He just didn't have room.
I don't know why more people have not come up with that.
Yeah,
It's a pretty genius design.
It is. Everybody needs it, and if you're not doing any version of portion control with your cheese, then you're just throwing money away.
Yeah, and Terrell, the one thing I want to go over with that we talked about was what I see while I'm traveling.
What do you see when you're traveling?
So many cool stories and places. Like last Thursday, I was you pulled in this town as Mansfield, Indiana, which is right middle of nowhere up by Terre Haute, Indiana. And you would thought you were in a ghost town. I mean, it was
Really?
Ghost town. And this guy's opening this place called the Red Barn Saloon. They have a weekend, it's called the Covered Bridge Festival, where they get 3 to 500,000 people in this town. Yeah, I mean, it's nuts. But when I got all the pictures, it was so cool. And then I went to a shop of a lady that was from Seattle, Washington, who came to Indianapolis. And when I tell you, she was putting out a very, very high quality pizza for a good price. She was putting out a very high quality pizza for a good price. I'm talking grating her cheese, dough from scratch, hand pinched sausage. I mean, she was doing everything right, which is not very common in Indianapolis. Indianapolis is known for sliced cheese and par baked crust. This lady was doing it right. I mean, it was a good pizza. And then from there, I went to a place called Mug and Bun, who's been there. They had a 1942 set of Vulcan ovens that they were still cooking on.
How do they still work?
The guy is a electrical engineer, master electrical engineer by trade, and he knows how to manipulate parts. So he'll find a part that's close, and then he'll tweak that part to make it work.
And he'll get it working just good enough.
Yeah, I mean, it
You
was
had to be a
cooking just
genius.
fine. It was taking him 20 minutes to cook a pizza.
I had a guy that I worked with here in Brandon, and he opened a shop. It was an old Fox's Pizza Den, but he bought it and put in like the carousel style
Yeah.
Middle B, and the story was that they were from Chicago, some old Capone place, but like it was old. The guy that had to come in and rebuild it said that thing it was every bit of 60 years old.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. What's the coolest thing? So that's pretty cool. What are some of the other cool things you're seeing in shops?
And then you see, family stories. Like, I was in a shop in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where the owner got shot and killed in a robbery. And the oven was, this was something he always wanted to do, was have a bigger, better oven and all this stuff. And, this was kind of a tribute to him. Kind of stuff is touching, man, when you go and you hear these stories and stuff like that, because this dude was in there working his shop, and he was truly a character. When you read a lot of stuff, like this guy got on Jay Leno's show because he wrote Jay Leno and told Jay, he said, "Hey Jay, we both love pizza and cars," and him and Jay Leno become really good friends. The whole store was covered with like Leno memorabilia.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
It takes a special guy to just say, I'm gonna write Jay Leno.
yeah, absolutely. So seeing the heart and soul of all these shops is it just goes to show you pizza's not just pizza, and it's not just a business. It's a heart of the community. And, on our last podcast, Terrell, we talked about when I opened my first shop, I always wanted to be that shop that when a kid comes back to town from going to college, he comes back, first thing he wants is that pizza. It's a memory. It's a nostalgia. And I've got to see a lot of those shops, and it's probably been one of the coolest things that I've got to see. I'm very blessed and fortunate to see.
I imagine that with those stories and seeing those shops and those histories, that it's also probably hard to let go of what's been working for so long for some of these guys and say,
It does, but then you get the good operators. Well, so you get the younger generations come in. It was grandma and grandpa that started it, and they go, it goes down. Eventually, they know that they can't do it no longer, right? I mean, there's technology out there in deck ovens now that work, but it's still, again, it's a man, it's a person. The one thing, if anybody in the pizza business wants to truly become a millionaire right now, figure out the human conception, the human process of this, how to get more people to work. When you can figure out how to get more people to work in your shop, you are going to be a multimillionaire, because you're going to have to share that recipe with the rest of the world.
without giving up all the profit.
That's it. That's it. That's right. Without paying $50 an hour. Right.
Yeah. Another big trend has been, the rise of just AI and intelligence in not just in marketing and social media, but also in operations. Are you seeing any shops that have deployed any of those, types of situations, AI order takers or, things like that?
No, I'm seeing some of the chains while I'm out. I always, I watch other businesses, not just the pizza business, because the restaurant business, you can steal ideas from a burger chain that would work in the pizza side.
I learned my best lessons from the burger business.
It's going to say, so you learn a lot of. So I watch trends, and that's something guys always tell. And Mike and Mark, which are the owners at Edge, I can tell you they are very adamant about this for me. that we're not just there. We're not high pressure salespeople. We don't go in. We come in to talk shop. When I come to your store, we'll talk some about ovens. Probably 10% of the deals about ovens. The other 90% we're talking about is if I see something in your shop that would make your shop easier, or if I know a recipe of a pizza that would, you've got all the ingredients to, let's make this pizza and see what happens. That's the kind of things that we like to do. We like to show operators that, look, we're your friend. Because Terrell, here's the simple part of it. We learned this. When I pull into a store, are they going to buy an oven that day? It's happened maybe once or twice to me, right? Did they buy one in the first 30 days? 2 or 3 times that happens. But if you stretch that out over a 2 to 3 year period, they eventually buy an oven.
Eventually they come back to it because of the relationship.
That's why I don't need to be high pressure. I don't need to be high pressure at all, because eventually it's going to come back, because I'm very good about my relationships. I consider all my people friends. Terrell, think about how me and you met. We're friends now. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I've got friends from this business for 30 years of doing this. I've got friends all over that I still talk to. I mean, and sometimes it'll call and it'll never be nothing about business, and I'm okay with that. That's you guys are my family. My restaurant people, my pizza guys, this is my family. I mean, it's what I am.
Hell yeah, man. What's the best way for somebody to sign up for it? I mean, I know we'll drop like a link or something like that, but if someone's listening and they're like, I want that dude to come to my shop and show me that an Edge can do my pizza. How do they do that?
Gladly challenge anybody who says that a conveyor will not work. Promise you, call me, we'll do it. Call me on my cell phone. That's the easiest way.
Okay. Call George. He'll get you on the schedule.
859-404-8089. It never turns off, and it's always ringing.
He does answer the phone too. He sure does.
Yeah. So it's that another thing that goes back to it. A lot of people call me on technical advice. Some things I can help you on. Other things I'm going to tell you, wait, guys, you got to call Logan. You don't want to call me. You want to call Logan or Adam in the service. You don't call me. I'm not going to tell you something that's going to be wrong. But a lot of times I can help you, and I'll at least say, hey, you're not getting enough airflow at the back of the oven or something like. I'll know the common things that'll happen to them, and I'm glad to help anybody. I don't care if it's who you are, what oven you've got. I'll help you if I can help you.
That's a good man right there. I also imagine you got folks that are, we talk about making money in these things, and a lot of us are here to, run a certain type of business, high production, make money. But then we have folks that are out here for the art of it and the artisan pizza maker. And, they're here for the love of the craft. How do you present what you do to that guy who's saying I can only do this in a wood fired oven, or I can only do this on a deck? Is that conversation, hard to have?
I'll be the first to tell you, Terrell, if I can't do something, I can't do it, right? I'm always that guy. There's one that I'm working with right now in Texas. It's the same scenario. He's cooked on a Woodstone 700-degree oven, and we've got very, very close on the conveyor. It'll just have to be to the point, Terrell, he'll have to make that decision when he gets to the point where he can't find that person, or when that 15-year guy leaves him that he can't trust anymore.
Yeah.
And he's got to be there.
Yeah, that's the hardest part is it's overcoming the labor trouble of it, right?
Right. And as third-party delivery, and I go back and I laughed about this because, so I was talking with Siler and Michael was on that podcast, that old one I listened to. Boy, they were so anti-third-party delivery, and now everybody's on the third-party delivery.
Well, I think we all started hating it because we didn't want to share, but now they are Main Street. It's not like before where, location matters so much and you want to be at Maine and Maine, and I got drive traffic. Now these guys have endless traffic.
And Terrell, the one thing that I always like to talk about that we have a lot of discussions on with pizza shop operators is there's very few people in this world that is tight like I am. Like, I'm that guy that I'm not giving DoorDash $60 to deliver me and my wife our favorite Mexican restaurant. I'm just not going to do it. I will get in my car and drive down there and spend $32 instead of $60. I'm just not going to do it. But I want you to look at the majority of people. Majority of
There's
people.
a lot of people that will spend that money in a heartbeat.
So, guys, when you walk up here and you say, well, I can't raise my prices, my large cheese pizza is $12. And if I go to 15, they're not going to pay it. Guys, you're wrong. You are so wrong. They gladly will pay $12 to have a cup of coffee delivered to their house. So
Somebody spent, I don't know, $16 to have an order of French fries from me. We make French fries, but we're a pizza shop. They literally just ordered an order of French fries.
for $16 is what it cost them.
That's what it cost them.
I just see, to me, that's just mind boggling. I don't care how bad I want French fries.
It's not that serious. And
Hey,
let's be
Trill, that's a
honest,
serious case of munchies right there, buddy.
it ain't even gonna be that good. That's the other part of it. Just being honest, we make great fries, but once you get it, that's 45 minutes later.
That's right. Because this done went to 5 other people's houses and come back to you. But
They
that's
do
what I'm
it.
saying, guys. Don't be afraid to raise your prices.
What's the most expensive you've seen across the country? Just, I guess, from I know there's specialty pizzas out there, but just like average pricing. Are you looking at menus too much?
Yeah, California. I did quite a bit out in California a few weeks back. There's a man, they're getting 28, $30 for a large cheese pizza. Yeah, I mean, so but it's quality. That's one thing I will say I have seen a lot of quality products. One big difference that I've been seeing right now, and it's kind of a trend, we talk about trends in the foods and what a lot of people grinding their own cheese right now.
I'm still grinded. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've really been floored at how many people are still, grinding their own cheese. And I will tell you from a baking standpoint, there's a difference.
I'm still grinding. I want a cheese hog so bad. I'm still that
Scott's made it. Scott's made it.
have you seen the cheese? Have you seen that thing? Oh my.
Scott, I know Scott very well. The cheese hog guy. Scott made a piece of equipment. That thing's like a tank. I don't even know how you make something that solid.
Yeah, I need that in my life. That's at the top of my wish list right now. We're still fixing a lot of stuff in the shop. You're 6 months in, but like first piece of equipment that we get as soon as we're ready to step up is we're getting that cheese hog.
It's just the time savers on that piece of machine. And here's what amazes me is unless you're kind of in this little tight little pizza circle like we are in, Trill,
Yeah,
you don't even really know about it.
yeah.
Like
It's a
the big,
pizza guy thing. Yeah,
they don't know about that piece of equipment. And I'm like, so I was out with one guy and he was doing like, I don't know, 50 cases of cheese a week. And I'm like, dude, like a cheese hog would save you so much time. I'm like, you literally pull the paper off. Yeah, put the block in it and
no more
30 seconds.
cutting those blocks into threes. I have to cut them into three. Oh my goodness, we're gonna save so much time. I talked to Scott. He's like, no, you just put the whole block in. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, I've seen it do a whole log of provolone, 12-pound log of provolone.
I can't wait. It's gonna happen. I'm like putting that it's on my vision board. We're
Yeah,
getting
no, that dude's got something that's
cheese
special.
hog and then a dough roller.
Yeah,
And
it's so we go back to all the technology stuff that's out here, right? Guys, it goes down to just pure good ingredients. I'm telling you, there's a chain, and I'm not going to mention a chain, but I was so shocked at the quality of their product. Still using hand pinched sausage, hand pinched raw beef, grinding their cheese, a 12-step dough process. I mean, I was just floored at the quality of this place. And it was a great product out of a chain.
so and then when you use the efficiency of a conveyor oven, you're not you're not devaluing the quality of that pizza. You're just
No.
enhancing the quality of your operation.
And so Terrell, I don't know whether you've seen it. Did you see where I did the test make with 550 down in Laredo?
I saw that. Yeah.
Did you see the two pizzas side by side?
Mm-hmm. You can't
Could
tell.
you tell the difference?
You cannot tell. And you can't tell me that a customer can tell once you put that pizza in a box, cut it, ship it off.
It was about a 50-50 split. She baked a hair bit lighter than I did. I mean, I'm talking just a hair. I mean, you'd have to really know her pizza. Like you had to eat her pizza every day to really know it. And some of the guys that came in and tried were people that were her regular customers every day. But there were some of those coming in saying, but that pizza right there, I like the crispiness of it.
Yeah. So then
So,
that's comes down to a matter of personal preference.
absolutely. Absolutely. So, and again, the same thing with the deck oven. That's the bad thing about a deck oven is you're leaving your product quality and integrity up to an opinion. And I can tell you right now, there's 100 of us in a room. That's 100 different opinions of what's done, what's burnt. That's 100 different opinions. And you cannot get that consistent. I don't care what anybody tells you. You cannot get that perfect consistency out of a deck oven. You just can't. There's going to be too many variables. You got the same guy watching the oven. He's going to get pretty close. He's going to get pretty close.
Yeah, but it's it's so much nuance. Look, I'm an oven guy. I tell you, I got all the battle wounds.
Again, same.
I've been working that deck for years, and it took because I thought I had to. I had to know. I'm the one that knew the cold spots. I'm the one that knew what the bottom of it was going to do versus the top of it. I knew if we needed something out quicker, which spot I was going to keep hot. So things like that, and you have to train somebody in that position. Now I can literally throw my 14-year-old son on the end of that oven, and he can catch pies all day long.
Which I have to say, I'm a little disappointed that he's not conducting this interview.
They're not up. They're like avoiding me right now. It's summertime. It's like I gotta drag those kids out of the bed.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
The other thing that surprised me the most, and another reason that we don't turn on the deck. I didn't know that I could cook pastas the way I cook pastas through that conveyor.
Yeah.
That thing is a beast when it comes in. We've been catering, and that's, we talk, appreciate you, talking about how the business has grown, but catering has been like where we decided we had the competitive advantage. We had a small staff. The store wasn't very busy, but we can go after catering. And when I tell you, we sling pasta and pizza through that thing like nobody's business, pasta, trays, so easy.
Yeah. I will tell you guys, and this was something Terrell just brought up, something that when I had my shop, the one thing that we were known for is baked pasta. So we did Alfredos, baked spaghetti, lasagnas. That was my 3 that I did. Pretty much kept it simple. And I mean, they were not hard to make, very easy to do. You keep them, chill the noodles, put the sauce on, run it through the oven. Great catering item. Schools eat it up. I mean, the schools tore it up because everybody offered pizza. If you give them something different, no, they're all about it.
Dude, the schools and the churches are just, and they love so we do baked spaghetti, baked ziti, and lasagna.
Yeah.
And it is just.
Hey, throw the Alfredo out there. Alfredo turned out really.
I'm gonna add it. We don't do an Alfredo, but I'll do it on the catering menu.
Yeah, it actually turned out really well. And I'll tell you guys, I'm going to give you a little hint. I'm going to leave this little hint with you guys because this is something coming up. And do I think that the world has changed a little bit with Amazon? Because you got to remember, guys, I'm getting old and I go back to the old school ways of marketing. I remember one of the worst days when I had my pizza shop was Black Friday. Black Friday was horrid in the pizza business because everybody would get up, they'd be standing in their lines for their Tickle Me Elmo or their $100 79-inch TV or whatever it was. And then that night, they were just eating leftovers from Thanksgiving. So it was just a perfect recipe for a horrible Friday in the pizza business. And I said, I'm going to change that this year. I went to every Lowe's, Walmart, Target, any like big retailer that was around me that I knew they were going to need their employees for that day and said, hey guys, here's my catering menu. Take a look. If we could help you. I did the first year that I did that. I delivered to 2 different Lowe's, 2 different Walmarts, several little small like boutique shops. I did $6,900 before I opened my doors.
That's a cheat code right there.
I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, you can plan your
Cheat
food
code.
costs, you can plan your employees. That's why I'm saying catering, Terrell. I think you're onto something there, my man. The catering business.
That's a cheat code right there. I like that one, the Black Friday, because you're right. And we always said, look, our Wednesday and our Friday are switching this week. So we would full staff on Wednesday because day before Thanksgiving is crazy, right?
Yep.
And then we would go short staff on Friday because it's typically pretty slow.
But why waste that day?
Now we're not gonna waste that day. We're gonna plan a different way. I like that one a lot.
And especially down there where you're at. So you got to remember, I was in a town of 1,300 people.
I got a lot of retail around me
each way to get to retails.
Yeah, I got a lot of retail around us.
You got a lot of retail down there where you're at. So
that's a great one right there.
You may get more business you ask for if you ain't careful.
That's all right. That's all right. We decided to go about it a different way. Something I learned, from Rick Gruber, who came on the show last year. and he runs his catering like a true sales team. He's got the funnel, the lead gen, he's got all, quick follow-up, and they close catering deals just like they close sales calls. And we wanted to mimic that. So just set up a site, easy form for people to fill out. We get all their information, we call them back quick, and we just try to close those deals as quick as we can. And that has been a game changer for us. And we use Easy Cater a lot.
Yeah, and I'll tell you another little trick in the book that I used to do back in the day is anybody that's in an industrial area. So like
Yeah.
where a lot of factories are at, let me tell you the secret to getting into factories. You find one person that works in that factory, you make them a deal and say, look, if you can get me 10 orders, yours is free. And if I'm telling you, they are all about that. You will have 30, 40 orders going to that factory and keep it simple. So when you deliver it, you just make it's a flat rate deal that you do on it. And
Yeah.
it works pretty well.
I think, yeah, easy custom menu, something real simple. Make it easy for yourself.
Three
That's what we do.
sandwiches, 3 or 4 pizza options, a couple pasta options, out
That's what
the
we
door
do.
gone.
That's what we do for the schools. We do slices for the kids, like for lunch for First Baptist Church here. And very simple option. We don't go through the school. The parents pay us directly. You can get cheese, you can get pepperoni, you can get combo. And it's so easy for us to do and so easy to deliver. I uh, I appreciate. I mean, in the oven makes it so easy. So two of us can run it and we just deliver, and it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so when I say, guys, there's the way to hustle. Get out here and hustle just a little bit, man. God rest my dad's soul. Yesterday was Father's Day, so there's a good story on him. My dad got to the point when I had my shops down in Arkansas that I made a deal with him that he would buy the pizzas, like a large one topping pizza for me, 20-inch one topping pizza for $10. And he would go set up and sell by the slice at like vocational school, factories. He was almost running a little roach coach out of his truck. And he would do some days 30 pizzas.
That's
It was
easy.
nuts.
That's a
And he
quick,
was charging
easy.
$4 a slice.
He just made a few $100s, like easy.
In 2 hours, he made him a couple $100 and he's done. He's going home today.
Yeah. I've been trying to teach my sons the same thing. My little one is selling brownies in the shop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like I'll give you $10 for a pan. I can make 15 on it. So I'm making 5, he's making 10. I'll donate, I'll provide you all the ingredients for you. You can make it all. You just gotta manage the inventory.
Well, good,
And
good for you, Pops, for teaching that, because that's a good lesson to be taught to these kids, man.
yeah, we don't do allowance, but I'll support your business.
That's it. That's it,
So
my man. So
George,
again, man, there's all kinds of ways to hustle. I get up every day. It's what drives me. I love the hustle. I get up every single day saying, what can I do more today than I did yet that I didn't do yesterday? It's every day. It's 7 days a week. I go at it. And I love what I do. It's a passion. I love what I do.
the two, man. So I know you got to get to it. I appreciate you spending a strong hour with us here. And anything you want to leave on the folks before we get out of here, I'll drop the phone number in the show notes if anybody needs it, or just shoot me a DM or shoot George a DM. We'll make sure we provide that. And appreciate you for coming on.
Yeah.
Any last words?
Yeah, so guys, if you're not following, so Mike French, one thing I'll say about Mike is he's had a blast out of he sort of makes fun of me. He sort of promotes me a little bit. Whatever he does, I like what he does. So if you're not following, just Google on your search bar on your Facebook, Instagram, where's George today? If you
Yes,
want to see some crazy shops, Terrell's seen a lot of them. He follows us. He likes a lot of them.
I love it.
It's pretty cool because you can see different styles pizza, what people's doing, what works, what don't work. You can see the styles of pizza we're doing. Please follow us. Get on there and help us get some likes and shares and stuff like that. Get us in your shop. What's the worst case scenario? I do a lot of shops that I know are never going to switch from a deck oven, but that one day when that 200 pie order comes in, that's going to be in their mind and it might happen.
You can say yes with confidence.
That's right. Exactly.
Hashtag where is George today? Go check out the journey. Go follow Edge Evans, follow George, check the hashtag. It's a lot of fun seeing him. And who knows, he'll probably end up in your area. So reach out to him, come get a test bake.
Absolutely. Terrell, I appreciate you.